Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic is identifying and exploring security vulnerabilities in computer systems. Penetration testing, also known as ethical hacking, is one of the most effective ways to strengthen cybersecurity. Over the next few minutes, I will explain what pentesting is, why I chose it, the goals of my project, the environment I work in, some attack scenarios I explore, the countermeasures I found effective, and finally my conclusion and next steps. Let's start with an introduction. Pentesting is a process where security professionals or ethical hackers attempt to simulate real cyber attacks. The purpose is not to cause damage but to identify weak points before actual attackers can exploit them. This approach is proactive, meaning instead of waiting for an attack, we test and strengthen defense in advance. Pentesting plays a vital role in modern cybersecurity strategies, especially for organizations that rely heavily on digital systems and sensitive data. I chose this topic because cyber threats are growing rapidly not just globally, but also in our region. Every year we hear news about data breaches, ransomware, and system compromises. I also believe pen testing is one of the most practical skills in cybersecurity. It takes us beyond theory and allows us to think like an attacker in order to defend better. Personally, I want to build hands-on knowledge of real-world security testing, which will be useful for both academic growth and future career development. The goals of my pentesting project are quite clear. First, to identify potential vulnerabilities in the system. Second, to demonstrate how attackers could exploit these weaknesses. And finally, to propose countermeasures to close those gaps. For this project, I used a virtual lab environment to ensure safety and legality. This included Kali Linux as the attacker machine, Metasploitable as the vulnerability target, and intentionally insecure web applications. Using a control environment allowed me to simulate real-world attacks without risking actual network. Now, let's look at some of the attack scenarios I work on. For web applications, I perform SQL injection to manipulate data queries and cross-site scripting or ACS to inject malicious code into a website. On the network side, I use scanning tools to identify open ports and weak services that could be exploited. I also try password attacks like brute force to text weak login credentials, and finally, I explore privilege escalation where the normal user account could gain administrative control. And each of these scenarios reflects methods that real attackers use in different stages of an attack. For the countermeasure and the result, to protect against these attacks, organizations must adopt strong countermeasure. For example, patch management keeps system updated and reduces the chance of exploitation. Securing coding practices and input validation help prevent web vulnerabilities like SQL injection. Firewall and intrusion detection systems that strengthen network defense. Strong authentication like multi-factor login protects against password attacks, and regular security audits ensure that vulnerabilities are caught early. The result of pen testing are not just a list of problems, but a roadmap for improving security. By identifying weakness and testing defense, organizations gain a clear picture of their security posture. To conclude it, penetration testing is a critical tool for modern cybersecurity. It reveals vulnerabilities before attackers do, and it helps organizations strengthen their defense through practical hands-on evaluation. This project taught me how different types of attacks work, how to stimulate them safely, and how to recommend realistic countermeasures. For next steps, I want to expand into more advanced pen testing tools such as Pursuit and Metasploit and explore mobile and cloud security. Thank you for listening to my presentation.